Yo, 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 what's up, you guys? Um, Real quick here, guys, I just want to talk about a couple things here, real quick. Uh, First thing I want to talk about is Black Americans, African Americans, just Black people in general, our outlook on Africa. So I went to Africa like back in June. June, yeah. So I went to Africa back in June. I went to Ghana, Accra, Kumasi, Shanti Kingdom, different places. Um, and it was cool, man. It was like a different experience I never experienced before. When I went to Africa, the most exciting things that I saw was Black unity. Um, and I feel like we missed that here because our disposition and our displacement from our homeland. Um, And so I feel like a lot of Black Americans should, instead of going to places like Europe or, you know, um, wherever y'all decide to go, South America, Mexico, go to Africa. Go to Africa, man, and it's not all like poor people there. Um, it's not all like a bunch of poor folks, things like that. Like it's actually functioning people, you know. It's not all, you know, people living in huts and mud houses and things like that. They got like shopping malls and dominoes there and, different things like that. You know, they got bars and nightclubs and, it was not what we've been told as a black people. So I feel like it's real cool, man. We should all go back and check it out. If you guys can get it, get your passport. You know what I'm saying? And maybe start fixing your mind towards opening up your horizons to and your perspectives and opening up your mind to a variety of different places we can be. We don't have to just sit here in the U.S. and take all what's been given to us here. We can go and rebuild other places as well. I'm not just saying pack up and leave the country and never come back and make some kind of ultimatum kind of thing like that, but maybe start to go to different places and see different areas and things like that, and going to reconnect back with our roots in Africa is big for a lot of us because a lot of us have forgotten our culture, our history, our language, where we come from. So I feel like a lot of us need to do that. Um, so yeah, man, that's kind of my outlook on that. It was really dope. I was safe. Not one time did I feel uncomfortable. I had a tour guide, Awuni Tours, AWUNITOURS. You can look that up on like Facebook, YouTube. Um, his name is Francis. So it was a real, great trip, man. I saw a lot of different things. One of the biggest things that stood out to me was just being around all black people. Um, I mean, we get that in the States, but not like when you turn on the TV, you know what I'm saying? The newscast is black. Um, the commercials on TV are black. The reality shows, the people are all black. And I'm not talking about some hip hop, love and hip hop type of stuff like that. Um, it's more like, you know, soap operas, those kind of things like that. So that was cool. There's a lot of chickens and roosters and animals that are free roaming, cows and stuff, and they just live off the land, man. So that was cool as well. Uh, Go to Ghana. It's safe. Um, you guys will love it there. It's really cheap to get around and do stuff. The dollar here is like $5 there. So if you got 20 US dollars, you know what I'm saying, be like $115 there. So yeah, man, go to Ghana, man. That's all I can say. I did an ancestry DNA test. Um, I came back to be 92% African or 93% African. with 53% Nigerian. So that was really dope as well. I thought that was cool to see. You know, I got a little bit of Ghanaian blood in me. Through ancestry, I got a couple um, DNA matches from the Yoruba people in Nigeria, and then I did a DNA tribes test as well. And I go back to the Yoruba people of Nigeria. So that was a blessing to know, and to trace my lineage back to the Yoruba people, who have a history of migrating from Israel or Morocco, the Middle East, over to West Africa, thousands of years ago. So um, I'll share that with you guys as well here in just a moment. But yeah, man, like broaden your perspectives, open your horizons as Black Americans. We should be exploring the world. Just because we were brought here, you know, in 1619, doesn't mean this is the only place we have to stay. Obtain your passport if you can. Um, Travel the world. Save up some money. You know, you don't have to be a big baller and live like the rappers and live like the, NFL players and NBA players and actors. We're nomads, man. So, like, keep moving around. Find a place that you like, you know. But yeah, here is my ancestry. DNA. So Nigerian. Some of the lower regions were like, um, yeah. So yeah. So that's my ancestry DNA test. Um, but yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here and give you guys kind of a quick um, little, kind of like a little summary of my trip to West Africa. It was cool seeing the slave dungeons. They had like a slave reenactment when I was there, which was pretty cool to see, because a lot of us think it's been so long, but to know that the history still exists there and it's still talked about was something to be proud of, man. And not the whole part that we've been into slavery, but to know that we aren't forgotten on the continent. And a lot of people always talk about how there's a disconnect between Africans and African Americans. But when I went to Africa, it was all love, man. It was all love. The people were welcoming, you know, and me being a Hebrew Israelite, it was cool because I went to a couple Hebrew communities and talked to a few Hebrews over there, and it was cool to see that the culture is still in existence, although it's very minute there. There's a lot of Muslims and Christians as well. Um, but yeah, that was cool. But my favorite part was probably just the love that people had with each other, and everyone was bartering and trading and selling their own goods. No one went to always work for someone else. They would just, whether it's toilet paper or toothpaste or soap or, you know, necklaces and, shoes and socks and, fruit and water. Everyone would sell their own thing and they would all, make a living and trade with each other, and that's how you survive. Uh, but yeah, man, it was a great trip. I recommend all Black Americans and Black people in the diaspora to go to Africa at least once in your lifetime. Save the money. It's hard to save that much money and to buy a passport, to do all those kind of things, but I promise you it's not something that you will regret. Um, yeah, you probably would never want to leave, actually, man. Because when I came back, I was just still, you know, in Africa mode. Like, I gotta get up out of there, out of the States. I gotta get back over there. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. one love to you guys. Thanks for checking out this video, and continue to dig, man. Continue to follow the journey of freedom, uh, liberation, uh, self-sufficiency as a nation of people. And yeah, man, it's all love. One love. It's your boy here, Malakia. And you guys take care. Shalawam.